guys, just want to welcome you back for another video. And before I get into today's project, just want to remind you that this latest collection by Dawn, that's what I'm pulling elements from today, the Anthony Ant collection, is available for purchase. So definitely go visit www.shinysilvertreasures.com and you can check out Anthony, you can check out the other woodland critters that have been released so far, as well as the ton of other stuff that Dawn has available on her website. And again, that is www.shinysilvertreasures.com if I didn't already say that. The links, per usual, are going to be down in the description box, so definitely use that. And you can always come on back and finish watching this. And then also, you're going to want to check out the other inspiration videos coming out by Dawn and the other gals. And just amazing stuff. So cute. So cute. So that is that part of it. Yeah, I don't think I missed anything about Anthony Ant and the collection. So anyway, all right. So for today's project, like I said, I am making a mixed media card. And I decided on using the remaining flour and one of the pre-cut mushrooms from the pack that Dawn includes with the papers. And for this project, I decided to trim away the excess white border on there. I like the white border for some things, but because of all the blue in the background, the white just seemed a little bit too much, so I just went ahead and trimmed that off. And then after I did that, I inked up the edges just a little bit with some coordinating colors. For the texture paste that I'm using here, you can add color to a texture paste if you want to change it. So instead of buying texture pastes in every color under the sun, you can always just get a basic color like a white or even an off-white, and then you can come in and add the color like I did here. I added just a little bit of blue and some of Tim Holtz pine needles, that's like that darky green color, and blended them into the texture paste. And I love the color. It coordinates with the color in the flower specifically, but it's not too much, if that makes sense. The goal was to work on being able to get complementary colors today. And then once the texture paste was dry, I used a little bit of a lip balm to do a small resist, because when I came in to do like a watercolor effect for the background using three other colors from Tim Holtz Distress Oxides, I didn't want the water to oversaturate the texture paste, re-soften it, and then end up rubbing away some of that texture paste. So I didn't, like I said, it wasn't to make a big resist or anything like that. I just wanted to make sure I didn't end up losing some of the texture paste image. I used the tree stencil from, I believe that was the Fairy Dust kit. That was from earlier this year. My brain is dead right now. I'm not going to try to remember which month that was. But in any case, it was from the Fairy Dust collection that came out earlier this year. And I love that stencil. And I thought because it's a tree, that would work good with the flower and the mushrooms, you know, like the woodsy vibe. So anyway, that's the story behind choosing that stencil. And then, like I said, I did the watercolor background. I did some I did splashes with white, and I also used some of the leftover dark color I think it's the Uncharted Mariner was what I used to make like dark splashes and stuff to kind of build up that background. So even though I did a few different things, it still kept it pretty simple. And then once the background was dry, I had it the way that I wanted to, and I put the flower image, or the pre-cut flower, down flat. For the mushroom, I used a super thin, I think it's only like 1 millimeter thick foam tape on the back, and elevated the mushroom just a little bit. And then to finish that off, I added one of the journal words. You know, Dawn includes little sentiment pages, sorry, that you can do for art journaling, or you can use them on the cards. And I chose the love sentiment and included that down in the bottom. And then for the very last thing, I dug through my stash of blingy bits that I got from previous kits from Dawn and picked out 3 pink, they're like opalescent pink flower gemmies. And I thought that would bring some pink in there to complement the mushroom. And that's it. Just kept it really simple. And to keep the actual card from warping, I cut a separate watercolor paper panel, and that's what I'm working on here. And I used some of that mint masking tape to make edges, like a white border on that panel. So like I said, just kept it pretty simple. And I think that's pretty much it for what I did to put this card together. It went really quick. Most of it was, you know, dry time or taking the stencil out to soak, so that way the texture paste didn't dry on it. And, you know, I think probably if I did it straight through, it took me maybe 20 minutes to do this card, if I were to time it straight through. So pretty simple, but very fun, and love the blue colors in this collection. I know for Harold, I was in love with the pink and the green, and now I am absolutely obsessing over the blue tones. So you probably see me do that a lot in future projects. So that is just today's video. I will tip the rest of this to music. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out. It is so much fun. Don't forget to check out the links. And as always, take care, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.
I could sit in this chair for 1,000 years and watch the woods consume the neighborhood, watch the ambitions come and go, surround me and engulf me. We could ditch the TV and spend a little more time reading books and singing songs on the porch, sit here watching the daylight wane, leaving little trace and even less memory. I just want to be still. I just want to be still. Sometimes I wonder if I'll ever be free of these things that are weighing heavy on me, that keep me from doing or going on knowing the sun comes up, I go back to sleep. In our so-called liberation of self, we've only bound the shackles more tightly. Free up your mind and start thinking a good thought. Free your mind and be still. Free has brought us up to this point. It will carry us far beyond it until we are nothing. Sometimes I feel like we're just words on a page. Close your eyes and be still. Close your eyes and be still. Close your eyes and be still. And be still.
I dreamt of you last night. You were by my side. I woke up alone. I should have known, because I'm always on my own. I just want you here every minute, dear. When I'm without you, don't know what to do. Every time you say goodbye, oh, please don't say goodbye. I will wait for you, however long you want me to. Just please don't say goodbye. Every time you say goodbye,
If you're interested in some more content, here's a couple videos you might want to check out, and I will catch up with you in the next one.